Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from amandacrochets.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful retro rainbow baby blanket. The retro rainbow baby blanket is made using self-striping yarn, as you can see, and I really like the way that this came out. This is a quick and easy beginner crochet blanket pattern that I feel like any beginner would be able to learn as long as you understand how to make the basic double crochet stitch. Now for this baby blanket, it ended up being 40 inches long by 40 inches wide. However, you can always change up the sizing of this blanket, which I will get to in a few minutes. To end this blanket, I decided to put a mini shell border around it, and this is just made using half double crochets. So I have a row of half double crochets here, and then I have the half double crochet mini shell, and I thought that rounded out the blanket very nicely. However, you do not have to use any kind of border for this blanket pattern. You can simply just omit that if you do not want to have a border. I think the blanket looks beautiful either way. So let's get started with today's tutorial on how to make the retro rainbow baby blanket. So for today's tutorial, you're going to need a size I 5.5mm crochet hook, and you're also going to need 3 cakes of the Caron baby cakes, and the color I'm using is retro, and this is a 4 medium weight yarn, and they recommend a US size H 8 or 5mm crochet hook for this yarn. However, I wanted to be a little bit more drapey, so I used a size I crochet hook for this blanket. And this is a machine washable and dryable yarn. It's 82% acrylic and 18% nylon. It's super soft and comfortable for babies. And this is an 8.5 ounce skein or 240 grams. It's 560 yards or 512 meters. So this is the Caron baby cakes, and this is, like I said, you're going to need 2 full skeins of the Caron baby cakes, and then you're going to need maybe a little less than half of the 3rd cake. Now if you wanted to use a little bit more yarn because you wanted to make your blanket bigger, you can certainly do that with 3 cakes of this yarn, or you can use any other worsted weight yarn that you would like. It's really up to you of what you would like to do. So to start, you're going to need to make a chain, and for my retro rainbow baby blanket, I ended up making 125 chains. Now if you want to change up the sizing of your blanket, you're going to need to make a multiple of 2 plus 5. So that means you're going to multiply any number by 2 to get your width, and once you are satisfied with the width of your blanket, you will go ahead and add 5 more chains to the very end. Now you can make this any size you like I said, and in order to get the right sizing, I highly recommend just making an even number chain and kind of just placing it on your bed or couch or anywhere that you think you want to have this blanket, and you could always just check the sizing of it and see if it's big enough for the size that you would like. So again, for my baby blanket, I ended up making 125 chains. However, for today's tutorial, I'm just going to be making a multiple of 2 plus 5. So I'm going to be making a chain of 25 today. So to make a chain, you're going to do yarn over your hook and insert through that loop on your hook. And that is your first chain. Let's try that again. So again, yarn over your hook and pull through that loop on your hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So when you have your 125 chains, or your multiple of 2 plus 5, next you're going to make 2 double crochets into the 5th chain from your hook. So that loop on your hook does not count, and you're going to count 5 chains from your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in this 5th chain from your hook, you're going to make 2 double crochets. So to make a double crochet, you're going to do yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that 5th chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now you're going to make another double crochet into that same chain. So again, yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So you should have 2 double crochets into that same chain, which is your 5th chain from your hook. And if you look over here, you should have 4 chains. So you have 3 chains right here, which is going to count as your first double crochet, and then you have that 1 skip chain. Okay, so next you're going to skip that next chain, and in the chain after that you're going to make 2 double crochets to that same chain. So again, yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over your hook, go back into that same chain, and make another double crochet. Okay, and this is the start of your repeat. So what you're going to do is you're going to skip the next chain, and in the chain after that you're going to make 2 double crochets. And you will repeat this all the way down until the end of your row when you have 2 chains left. So again, you want to make sure you put 2 double crochets in each of the chain spaces, and then you're going to skip the next chain, and in the chain after that you're going to again make 2 double crochets. So I definitely believe this is a pattern any beginner that understands how to make a double crochet will be able to accomplish. And you can also make this same stitch for different patterns. So you can make this into a shawl or a baby blanket like I did here. You can also make this into a scarf or a cowl. So the possibilities are really up to you and what you would like to do with this stitch. Okay, so when you come up to the end of your row, you should have 2 chains left. And what we're going to do is we're going to skip that next chain. And in the very last chain, you're just going to make 1 double crochet. And this is what row 1 will look like. So basically, you're going to have a double crochet on the end on each of the ends of your blanket, and you're going to have the 2 double crochet clusters in between. So the double crochets on either end of your blanket is going to help keep everything in balance and make your blanket nice and straight. Okay, so to move up to row 2, you're simply going to chain 2. Now the reason why I'm chaining 2 instead of chaining 3 is I thought it would give a little less gap in between the stitches. Now if you wanted to do a chain 3, you can certainly do that. It's not going to change up the way that this blanket is worked, but you are going to get a little bit more of a gap if you make a chain 3 instead of a chain 2. So I'm just chaining up 2 and turning my work. And then what you're going to do is you're going to find that V-stitch, which is your 2 double crochets into that same chain, and you're just going to work in between those stitches. So you're going to skip this very first stitch right here, and you're going to skip this next double crochet, and you're going to find that V-stitch right here, and you're going to go right in between and make 2 double crochets. So again, yarn over your hook, go right in between those stitches and make 2 double crochets. Just like that. So when you make more rows of your pattern is going to, your V-stitches are going to be stacked right on top of one another. So again, you're going to look for that next V-stitch, which is right here, and you're going to go in between the V-stitches. So again, 2 double crochets in between those 2 double crochet stitches. And again, you will repeat this all the way down until you get to the end of your row, and then you will just make a single, you would just make 1 double crochet in the top of that chain 3. So again, just find those V stitches, and in between the double crochets, you're just going to make 2 double crochets. Okay, so I finished my last V-stitch of the row, and then you have this chain 4 right here. You're just going to find that very topmost stitch, which is right here, and you're going to make 1 double crochet in the top of that chain. And then this is what 2 rows looks like. So to know that you're doing this stitch properly is you will see your stitches stacked on top of one another. Okay, so for this blanket, this is a 1 row repeat, so that means you're going to repeat row 2 over and over again, and I did a total of 83 rows for this baby blanket. So again, you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. That chain 2 is going to act as your double crochet for the side of the blanket, and you're going to go right in between those V stitches, and you're going to make 2 double crochets. And again, you're going to repeat this over and over again until you have 83 rows. And once you have 83 rows, you will go ahead and move on to the border. Now again, if you're making this blanket bigger, you can always include more rows if you would like, or if you wanted to make it a little bit smaller, then just do less rows. It's really up to you. But again, you just want to repeat row 2 over and over again until you get to 83 rows or your desired length. So finish up with that, and I will meet up with you and show you how to move on to the border. Okay, so I did a few more rows so you can see what the blanket is turning out to be. So say that you finished your 83 rows. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. And you're going to start your border. So to make your border, you're going to make 1 half double crochet in each of the chains across the top of your blanket. So in this case, the chain 2 does not count as your first stitch. So you're going to work a half double crochet right into that very first stitch. So to make a half double crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and that is your first half double crochet. So again, in the next chain or the next stitch, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So you're just going to make 1 half double crochet in each of the stitches across the top of your blanket. And this is going to be the first round of your blanket to kind of make everything as even as possible before we move on to the mini shell border. Again, if you do not want to make a border for the retro rainbow baby blanket, you can certainly skip this. I think the blanket looks beautiful enough without a border, but I just wanted to add a little bit more fun and add that little border to it. So it's completely up to you and what you would like to do. So again, we're just making 1 half double crochet in each of the stitches across the top of your blanket. Okay, so once we hit that first corner, you have that last half double crochet in that corner. So when you make the corners, you're going to include 3 half double crochets in the corner. So you have 1 already, so you're going to go ahead and make 2 more half double crochets. And then this will just round out that corner nicely. So you have 3 half double crochets here. So you're going to turn your work, and you're going to work as even as you can down the sides of your blanket, and you're going to make a half double crochet as even as you can in each of the sides of the blanket. So I usually try and just make 1 half double crochet in each of those chain 2 stitches, and that seemed to work out pretty nicely for me. So again, just take your time and find those chain 2s and just make 1 half double crochet in each of those stitches. Okay, and then when you get to that corner, you again have to make 3 half double crochets, so I already have 1, and I'm going to add 2 more. Okay, when you get to the bottom, you're going to just work 2 half double crochets around that chain, just like that. Then you're going to work 1 half double crochet in that chain right here, and you actually have 1 chain in between, so don't forget to include a half double crochet in that chain. And then you're just going to repeat this across, so 1 half double crochet in the bottom of that chain, and in that chain in between make a half double crochet. So you're going to repeat this around your entire blanket. So again, you're going to make 1 half double crochet in each of the stitches across. When you get to that corner, you're going to make 3 half double crochets, and then again when you work up the side, you're going to make 1 half double crochet in each of those chain 2 stitches, or as even as you possibly can. And then I will meet up with you in this corner and show you how to finish off this first round of your border and move on to the mini shell border. Okay, when you reach the last corner, you already have that very first stitch that you made, so all you're going to do is make 2 more half double crochets of your round, and in the top of that first half double crochet you're just going to slip stitch just like that. So again, that is your first round of your border. So to move on to round 2, you're simply going to chain up 2, and again that chain 2 does not count as your first stitch, and you're going to make 4 half double crochets into that same stitch. So in that very first stitch you're going to make 4 half double crochets all in that same stitch, and this is going to count as a shell. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So next what you're going to do is you're going to skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that you're going to make a single crochet. So to make a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. After that you're going to skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that you're going to make your shell again. So you're going to make 4 half double crochets in this stitch. So skip that next stitch, and in the stitch after that make 4 half double crochets all in that same stitch. Okay, and then you're just going to repeat this around the entire blanket. You do not have to worry about making anything special for the corners. You're just simply going to go back and forth between 4 half double crochets and 1 single crochet around your entire blanket. So again, you're going to skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that you're going to make a single crochet, skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that 4 half double crochets. Okay, skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that you're going to make a single crochet, skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that 4 half double crochets. And again, you're just going to repeat this around your entire blanket. Skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that make a single crochet, skip the next stitch, and the stitch after that 4 half double crochets. And this is what your border is starting to look like. So again, just repeat this all the way around, alternating between 4 half double crochets and a single crochet, and make sure there's a chain in between each of these stitches. And you just want to repeat this all the way around your blanket. So I'm going to finish this little sample, and I will show you how to end the row, and I will again show you my completed retro rainbow baby blanket. Okay, so I'm back at the beginning. So all you're going to do is find that first half double crochet, and you're going to make a slip stitch, and then you would fasten off your yarn and weave in your ends. So this is what the border looks like in your blanket. So let me show you the actual blanket again. And you can see all those different colors of the blanket. And again, I think any beginner would be able to make this blanket, as it's just a simple 1 row repeat. So as you can see, all your V stitches are stacked right on top of one another. And then when you add your border, this is what the border ends up looking like, which I thought was really pretty. And again, you don't have to worry about the corners, as sometimes the corners will just work itself out just like that. So again, this is my retro rainbow baby blanket. Thank you so much for joining me today and learning how to make this easy and quick baby blanket. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. And as always, happy crocheting! Bye!